Okay, Addison, I got your 6.01 testing program. This is a good one because it's not so much about the program. I mean, the program should work. It's about testing to make sure it works. So let's take a look at it. Okay, here is your template. Um, think of a program that requires you to convert or calculate two types of values. You do inches, you know, in centimeters or some distance or whatever. Write your function to perform your calculation. Be sure to double check the formula and the units, right? Because you want to make sure your formula works and make sure you have the units right. And this is in bold. This is the most important part of it. Determine a set of at least three values to test your program, because that's what it's all about. Does your program work? If not, you should find it out through testing and fix it. So be sure to include integers, floating point, negative, positive numbers if appropriate. Right. Yeah, you don't want to just test, I tested 2, I tested 5, and I tested 10. Well, great. Did you test 0? Did you test 11.1? It's checking different numbers and then create the output. So this is a very, very short program, simple program, is that you just input something, convert it to something else, and print the output, which is pretty much the pseudocode. Use Python idle, make sure your name, date, description, indent properly, use meaningful names, write the pseudocode. Uh, you didn't do any pseudocode. And the pseudocode, again, let's see, what did you do? Convert to Celsius. You input a temperature and print it out. The whole pseudocode could be very simply have user input a temperature, convert to Celsius, print the result. There you go. There's the whole pseudocode. 10 points. There's the plan, and it's easy to execute that plan. All right, I want to delete that because showing you on that. That's a really simple one. All right, let me copy your code right here. Now let's go see what you tested. Oh, you didn't put your code down here though. You didn't. Says what numbers did you test with your program? So maybe you didn't test your program. You didn't fill out any of these questions, so that was another 20 points we lost there by not answering the questions. Okay, well, let's go put your program and test it with some numbers of ourselves. Okay, pasting it into a programming window. Great. Enter a temperature. Okay, now since I've read your program, I saw it converts to Celsius, so I know I'm entering a Fahrenheit temperature. But if someone just ran your program, am I entering a Celsius temperature? Am I entering a Kelvin temperature? Am I entering a Fahrenheit? It really should tell me enter a temperature in Fahrenheit. But if we're going to enter a temperature in Fahrenheit, we should enter one that we know, right? And if we're not sure, we do have Google could always help. Okay, so if I enter 32 degrees in Fahrenheit, that's 0 degrees Celsius. Right? We know that. Let's go back and enter 32. So run program, enter temperature 32. 32 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to negative 6.57142. Well, your program didn't work, and I just tested one number. Maybe you didn't test it. Your formula is incorrect because that is not it. Let's see, boiling is 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. What if I enter 212? 173. Is it converting backwards? Maybe when I enter 0, it'll give me 32. No, 0 gives me negative 38.57. What if I enter 55.5? 16.9. Well, what is 55.5? Should be 13.05. Okay, that's why this was the big focus of this was testing. Because if I took your program and say, okay, is our program done? Yes. All right, I'm going to send it to our customer that ordered this program. We send it to the customer. It was a weatherman. First time they use it, they're like, oh, well, this program's a piece of junk. It doesn't even work. We have to figure that out before we send it to our customer. When you write a program, you have to find the flaws before you turn it over to whoever uses your program. Yours doesn't work. there's something wrong in there. None of the numbers I tested were giving anything close to what it should be. So you kind of miss the whole key point of this is testing it. And then when it doesn't work, you fix it. So if you did test it, you didn't document it. And if you would have documented it, it might have shown, oh, yeah, it doesn't work. I need to go back and fix the program. So you kind of missed out a lot on this. You didn't do the pseudocode, which is really short. You didn't answer any of the questions. You didn't do the testing, apparently, and your program doesn't work. So I'll get it graded, get this into you, but we'll see you in class.